she actually, her reaction was priceless when she just took an exhale and was like, Senator. I'm like, thank you, Judge Brown. She said so much in that. Hey,
Yeah, facial
everybody.
expressions.
This is Malika and Jenny once again on the TFP podcast. You see, we've been riffing already. we were just
Yep.
jumping in right now, and we're both keyed up on a whole bunch of shit. So this is what we don't even have like a specific topic necessarily. We're talking about what we do want to talk about, and this is Jenny. I want you to take the lead on this one. Is about the distractions, the GOP distractions right now. When it comes to the war, when it comes to Judge Ketanji Brown, when it comes to the investigation into Trump and all his sycophantic allies, all of that stuff, everything you hear being thrown out by that asshole right now is a distraction because we're getting close, because they're getting, the noose is tightening. So I just wanted you to go ahead and riff on that, JP.
Yep. Yeah. Because you know me, I've gotten started over here, and that I guess Hunter Biden really is being investigated, apparently, because all these witnesses are coming forward with evidence. And that's just a distraction and a way to make it seem like Biden and Hunter are related to the whole Ukraine thing, so that this supports their agenda, supports their narrative, which is, of course, that Russia has a stake on the claim of Ukraine, which they clearly do not.
That's insanity.
And we, of course, even have Trump asking for assistance again from Russia. And basically, of course, I don't know that he even cares if he gets assistance. It's to make the news and distract for his own upcoming.
That's exactly right. I mean, you can even time it
for Russia than that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, anytime, like, okay, so the records came out, literally that 7-hour gap makes the 18 minutes of Nixon's Watergate look like child's play. That 7-hour gap in the White House logs, phone logs on January 6th, that news breaks. And now, wait, Putin, investigate Hunter Biden. Come on, y'all, quit falling.
Every time anything bad comes out on any of them, they just start with something completely off the wall, crazy. I mean, that's where we have the whole CRT debate coming up. It's not even a thing. They make up a thing to get parents set off and going into schools and throwing fits about stuff that doesn't even exist.
That's right.
I can't someday. Yeah.
They're playing them like a bunch of fools, and they keep falling for it over and over again. It's like, when are y'all gonna get hit to the fact this dude is playing you? And he's an idiot. I mean, like, so what does that say about you? That you keep falling over and over again for the same bullshit. And like I said before we recorded, you can take it to the bank. Anything that falls out of that sweaty ass crack of a mouth is a lie. The dude, the truth ain't in him. He has never said a true thing. So just, I mean, if he said it, if Trump said it, it's a lie. End of story. Quit trying
and if he's accusing somebody of something, he's doing it.
He's doing it.
Makes me wonder, is Don Jr. involved with Burisma over there? We need to know about that.
No, Don Jr. is in bed with Russia and Putin, just like Trump. Yeah.
Well, he's admitted it. Remember, before his dad was president, he went on camera and said almost all my business dealings are in Russia.
Yeah.
I mean, that's himself.
So again,
and his family, everything.
But we're supposed to be turning our attention to Hunter Biden again. First of all, again, Hunter Biden ain't been elected to shit. So what the fuck does that even matter? So shut up. That's dumb. And on top of that, we know that the wife of a Supreme Court justice was fucking in on the QAnon conspiracy, was fucking texting on January 6th with the White House, like, let's get him. We're going to send him on barges and have him executed and shit. So, okay, if Hunter Biden was doing dirt and that somehow reflects badly on Joe Biden, can we talk about the Supreme Court? Can we talk about Clarence Thomas and his crazy lunatic
reason for all the distractions too? Because notice he's still a judge. He's not stepped down. So they're going to keep distracting and hoping that we have short-term memory loss and we all just forget like we usually do.
That's right. That's right. I don't forget. I got still track memory. Exactly. And again, the fact that he didn't recuse himself, all 8 of the 9 judges voted that in the Supreme Court that, the National Archives has to release that information, those tapes, that their records and the White House logs to the committee. Justice Thomas was the only one who said no. And now we know his wife was in bed in part of this conspiracy and the coup. So again,
and if I'm not mistaken, as soon as he got out of the hospital, he voted that Joe Biden was not the president. Like there was a military case for some people who were unvaccinated. Yeah, he managed to do, if it was even him, who knows?
Yeah. See,
but
so
he did manage to try to deem,
They're again, Trump hasn't even accused Hunter Biden. He doesn't even know what the hell he's talking about. He's just like, well, if he did anything, Putin would know, so he should ask him. All right, okay, so you're trying to conjecture because you know you're guilty and your balls are in the vice. But what we do know is that you fuckers are part of this conspiracy. What we do know is there are 7 hours missing while those assholes attacked our Capitol. There is all kinds of preponderance of evidence that you are guilty of multiple felonies, the highest crimes that can be committed in this country. And so we're all supposed to be goofy enough to be distracted about Hunter Biden right now.
Well, some people are. The sad thing is some people are.
Dummies. And I mean,
I'm just like, well, if you want to release anything, release it on Trump. We're ready for those P tapes already.
Yes, yes.
And they're
quit asking for shit to be released.
It'll be a lot worse.
I bet you there's a whole lot more than just P tapes. I guarantee you Putin got a whole lot more.
I don't think he would be embarrassed about P tapes. Well, I don't think he would even care if a P tape came up. Why would he care? We all know he's nasty. It's got to be something so bad he wouldn't want people to see.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be pictures and evidence. That's what Putin's got. He's got video and audio. And again, blackmail. He owes him money, lots and lots of money. So again, it's so simple. It's like kids learn this on the grade and on the playground, right? I didn't do it, you did it. Right? No, I didn't, you did. He's an infant in his brain. He's an idiot and a moron. Like, okay, he's like, yeah, no, it wasn't. What did he say? Oh, they were like, oh, there's evidence that he used burner phones during those 7 hours. I've never heard of a burner phone. Come on, man. I'm not we're all supposed to pretend to be as stupid as him. Sorry, I can't even pretend to be that damn dumb. So no. If you,
but the thing is, he knows that the people who will believe him are that dumb.
They are.
It doesn't matter if we all believe. He doesn't care if we believe him. He only cares that the people who will believe him, and that's all that matters. Because they're going to fight for him to the end, no matter if they go to jail, if it gets them killed. They don't care. They're going to fight for this crazy old. I call him a bloated corpse.
I call him a pig demon.
I even put up, I just found where I said a couple years ago, he must have been doing a speech, and I put on there's a bloated corpse on TV. Is this the zombie apocalypse?
Yes.
Stumbling and slurring words.
On the Late Show, Colbert was like, he used one of the people's names that the notorious BIGOT. The notorious bigot. Yes. So here's my point. Here's what I think. Yeah, they will follow him to the ends of hell because that's where they're planning on going. But here's what my problem is again, I'm glad that the media stopped trying to chase that ball every time he says, oh, but Hunter. And they're like, yeah, no, but what about the 7 hours? Right? Okay, thank you. Stay here. He wants y'all to go chasing this and that. And for 4 or 5 years, that's all they did. Every time he said, look over there, they're like, oh, he said, look over there. Stop it. People are staying focused. So again, I don't know why we give a fuck about that 20%, the dwindling base. That's going to continue to dwindle. Y'all are going to be dumb and y'all are going to be ridiculous. I mean, the fact that you bought anything he said at all just shows how stupid and crazy and craven and racist you are. That's all I say.
Well, Bush already said they want to get him elected again. They said they need to get their friend Trump back in office. So we already know misinformation is going to be crazy, propaganda is going to be crazy, and distractions are going to be everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll say outrageous things. I mean, I'm telling you, I think he even plans some of the crazy things he just blurts out with reporters, all just to make the news and distract from, like you said, all the other stuff that's going on. And it's probably not even just the 7.5 hours. It's probably the Jenni, it's Clarence, it's all of that. And he doesn't, it's going to all crumble when it crumbles.
Yes, it will. And it is crumbling. And that's why they're getting desperate and throwing shit out. Like I said, you can only do this so many times. Even the people that fell for it in 2016 and 2017 are like, okay, we've seen this play already, right? Didn't he do this already? Yes, to death. So again, he's even losing his people are like, okay, and with this Russia thing.
Trump's greatest hits.
Yeah.
The rallies now. It's just a replay over and over of everything.
Because he's a moron. He's like, well, just throw the Hunter Biden shit back out there. And everyone's like, seriously though, right? Did you do this already? We heard this. Shut up. Right? And guess what? Joe Biden still got elected. So really, who gives a fuck what you're talking about right now? Here's what I'm interested in. Cheating ass fat face idiot. What in the fuck were you doing, you traitor? That's what we want to know. And that's all we give a fuck about. And you can try to throw all the distractions you want. I'm not, and we're not changing it. I am laser focused on this. I want this done.
Yep.
And I don't give a damn. This dude has to be buried under the prison. Him and all his cohorts. If we want to keep a democracy, that's the only way.
Yep. I'm telling you, it's just going to get so much crazier the more desperate they get.
And they are. I said, now that sex orgy thing, I don't know where that came from. That was weird.
But again, I can't even imagine why. He said that recently, right? That wasn't like an old interview, right?
It was like yesterday. Yeah. He was or like the day before yesterday.
Everyone to know. He had to have known what everybody would think. He wanted, maybe he's tired of playing their games too. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, I think he's just goofy and naive. I think he really believed wholeheartedly in the shit he says and in these people, these lunatics. And he's like, well, yeah, but I like them. And then he's still part of it. He's not like, well, I'm disassociating. He's like, yeah.
Because they probably already got him on tape doing everything. So now he's one of them. You can't break free. They got you on tape doing it. I mean, if whatever he's admitting to, we can just assume is 100 times worse.
Oh yeah, because again, this dude, he's like, I'm appalled. Like, ugh, an orgy. What? You show up and it's a sex party.
He was a frat boy. I'm sure an orgy's nothing new.
Yeah, right. I mean, seriously.
He's imagine the drugs are new.
Yeah,
he just didn't get from those guys.
Yeah. Talk about and again, I don't know the terminology. He's like, they did a bump of cocaine and all this shit. It's like, yeah, okay. You know a lot about this shit to not know anything about this shit, right? I'm just saying, do thou dost protest too much and project a lot. So yeah, I'm like, they're
it's going to be 100 times worse too. Maybe they were sacrificing cats or something. I don't know. I just think it happened.
Mutilating squirrels, you bastards.
It can't just be orgies and drugs. I'm so shocked and appalled at that.
I'll tell you, they're sick and craving. I don't put anything below them. I mean, there is no floor. I'm like, when he said that, I was like, I always assumed y'all were having nasty sex orgies and fucking, closeted gay parties and shit. Like I said, most of these right-wing conservatives and lunatic Trump-tards, I'm like, if y'all would just come out of the closet, you could be normal people. It's the fact that you're trying to hide.
We already know all about Lindsey Graham's warts, so.
Thank you. Come on, man. You ain't no lifetime bachelor, you gay-ass dude. Just be gay. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Be you. What makes you a freak is trying to pretend like you ain't. And so then you got to make sure that nobody suspects you, so you hate all gays and the gays are bad. You would be less of a freak if he would just come on out fucking closet. Is all I'm saying. Just be you.
He doesn't have to brag about the anal warts, but he can.
That's right. We wouldn't need to know the gory details. Just I like dudes. Right. I knew that. Lansy. We all.
And I support everyone else who does.
Right.
That's my thing. Quit also making it harder for everyone else. Why are you the only one that's allowed to have anal warts and nobody else? You're out there risking it.
That's right. See, because again, they got to make sure other people don't suspect them. So he couldn't be gay. He hates gays. That the more homophobic somebody is, the more I know they're gay. The more I'm like, here's the thing. Just be gay. Oh, what your problem is? Just be you.
I'll be afraid of all the rest of them that are around it.
Yeah. Because then you're on the down low. Now you're doing nasty stuff. Now you got to go to a sex orgy with the GOP to find a date because you ain't allowed to be openly gay.
Sounds like the worst nightmare ever.
Yes, I mean, seriously.
Sex orgy, GOP. Oh my God. I would be like, anybody just want to go ahead and just put it right here. They have to at least not need the blue pill to continue with the party.
Right. You gotta be able to get it up on your own. FYI. Steve Colbert, what called it the Chuck Grassley sex orgy roundup or something like that. Chuck Grassley had to
imagine who must have been present for him to be so appalled too.
You feel me? Like he's like,
all the hot members of Congress, he probably wouldn't have complained.
Yes, he said. Gomer, I was cracking up. He was like, Louis Gomer said, "I've been invited. I have to investigate because this Hoochie ain't been invited to any of them." And so Colbert was like, "Now, how would they not invite this dude with the head, right?" Like, and I hear the drapes match the bald head. Yeah, no, he didn't make the head. No, I don't want to be a part of any kind of orgy with those GOP freaks. Gross. They're gross in every way.
They're like necrophilia. That's what
yes. I mean, they are really nasty. I don't put anything beneath them. I promise you, I don't. I mean, that's
what they like, because they're all like a bunch of corpses almost. All like
yes.
McConnell looks like he's a walking corpse.
They are rejects from the 1940s and 50s, right? Like they wouldn't like to go back to before Black people had any rights and freedoms, right? When their heyday, the good old days, right? Bitch, go ahead and go to sleep already.
Of Alexander the Great.
Yeah. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Time other one.
Yeah, it's nuts. This is the 21st century. Just like there are time only moves forward, kiddos. You can't go back. And that's why the 1950s weren't the golden age of America for a lot of us. So, women, Black people, anybody of color. Okay, so y'all can just, yeah. And again, it ain't your time. You had your time. Your time is over. You can't be 70, 80, 90 years old still trying to dictate how we're going to live 40 and 50 years from now. You know what? I didn't ask your opinion.
I wonder, why do they care? That's what I don't get. Why does the Mitch McConnell and them care? They're just too old. Like, they're not going to be here to be living through all these women being murdered for abortions.
Right. Right. What do you care? This is our shit. This is our future we're trying to dictate here. And ours doesn't give a shit whether you're gay or not. You know what I mean? Ours doesn't give a shit whether you're a woman and don't want to have kids or whatever. This is, I mean, get out of our business. That's how I feel. Like, and that's part of like, the whole, Gen X Peter Pan generation thing. It's like we waited back and left our decisions to parents and grandparents for far too long. We should have been politically activated a long time ago. So for the last 20, 30 years, our parents and grandparents have been making decisions for us. Well, now we're trying to assert this is who we are. And again, we got to do it.
My grandparents had a rule. You weren't allowed to talk about politics in the house.
Really? Oh, that's all we did. Not all we did, but.
So, I mean, it's a surprise I'm so outspoken. But that's one reason why you never heard me talk about it before. I mean, nobody around me ever talked about it. And, I wouldn't have even known what political affiliation my grandparents would have been. I assume Republican, but I don't know. They never talked about it. They said it caused too much division and problems. Although now I think maybe we should have been having those division and problems and then we wouldn't be where we are now.
Yes, exactly.
People would have openly discussed their issues and problems.
Yes, I mean, my dad's the political junkie and, Black power, strong Black man, that's why he gave me an African name, right? And so, growing up my whole life was, and again, I learned at a very young age the politics really, I mean, national politics affected us directly because my dad worked at the egg plant, right? And I remember when there were strikes and rumors of strikes and stuff. And so when Reagan would be busting unions and stuff, I come from a union family. My great grandfather was in a union, right? So I mean, my family is union. And so when they were attacking unions, they were literally directly attacking my family and whether or not my dad was going to get paid and shit. So we would watch, my dad would come home from work and we'd sit and watch Crossfire and the nightly news together. And in the mornings, every morning growing up, it was Washington Journal on C-SPAN. That was blasted on TV in the front and in the back all day long. And on Sundays, it was Meet the Press with Tim Resser. So, I mean, we talked politics and my dad never told me what to think. He would ask me my opinion. I would ask him questions. I learned the word recession when I was 8 because Reagan
You
recession.
won't learn unless you openly discuss it because we don't know what we don't know.
That's right.
So like if you only watch one source of news and you just really think that's the truth, you're not going to know any of this if you don't talk to other people with different views. Ask them your questions. Is this true? Is this really what's happening? Is this how this works?
Yeah. And that's important.
Like it's inflation. You got a question about inflation, ask about it. Don't just assume it's got to all be Joe Biden's fault.
That's right. Because
so-and-so's fault. It probably doesn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah, there's cause and effect. I mean, the logic is gone. I mean, do we not teach logic and reason anymore in this country? I mean, there's a cause.
I don't know. I was thinking about it last night. I don't think that we ever did. We taught memorization.
That's right.
I don't remember ever being taught logic and reasoning till I was in college.
Me either.
Just remember. So now people may have a lot of facts. They don't know how to critically apply them.
They don't know how to critically think.
How it actually works in the real world. Yeah.
Weigh the falsehood, truth versus false. And consider the source. Yeah. I mean, now growing up, that was what my mom and dad did. Again, like I tell people all the time, my dad never asked rhetorical questions, and he said, now, why did you do that? It wasn't just to say, now, why did you do that? No, he's like, he would wait, like, why? And you would have to explain, okay, that was stupid, right? It didn't make sense. Like you had to stop and think about what you were doing. So we were taught logic growing up in the house. And I took it in college, of course, with my degree, philosophy and logic and debate. And I thought that should be taught in elementary school. Like kids all the way through school should be learning logic and reason.
All kids ask is why? And we just tell them because I said so.
Because I said so. No, ask a question. If A equals B and B equals C, then A equals C. Think about it, right? Make them work that logic puzzle out. And it's the fundamental thing. We can't be in a democracy. We have to have people. We have to live on facts and truth. That's one. And we have to have people who can actively debate, to think and reason through things. And so when we don't teach our kids and we don't, as adults, even care to weigh, okay, he said this, again, Burisma and Hunter Biden, but didn't we hear this before? And he has no evidence, but we do have evidence of this. So consider your source. Who's telling you that other shit versus this shit, right? I mean, we don't even know how to gain from the information. Yeah. Like you said, critically analyze what you hear. I mean,
so many of the problems would be solved right now if people could just critically analyze all the information and facts coming at them.
Yes.
But it is like almost like toddlers. And that's why they act out and people are getting more violent and louder is because they're like kids. And they're frustrated and don't know how to express it.
That's right.
They don't know how to grasp with what's happening or how to analyze what's coming next. And they just panic and it's, outburst everywhere.
They cling to the easiest, simplest explanation. And that, instead of working through, I used to always say, look, you use your brain, it doesn't hurt. That's what it's there for. It's not going to give you a headache if you stop and think for a second, like, yeah, that's true. You make a good point, right? And I'm not always right about it. I'm one to say, hey, like I said, our last discussion, I don't know the answer. Here's my opinion. Here's what I think, but here's what I'm weighing. I weigh things. Here's this versus that.
Wait, that's how we should say mean. Just memorization isn't going to get it anymore.
It's not.
Just knowing 2 + 2 is 4 isn't enough. Why is 2 + 2 4? Because now you have 4 items.
That's right. Use your fingers. Here's 2. Here's 2. Count them up. That's 4.
That's why.
That's why. Right? Just not memorizing, but knowing how and why. I remember my niece when she was in high school and she was saying she was taking a test and she had her phone out. I was like, she was like taking a take home quiz. I was like, how are you taking a quiz using your phone? And she was like, we can use our phones in class. I was like, how are you learning anything if you can use your phone to look shit up when you're taking a test? She's like, well, we all get to. I was like, well, that doesn't teach you anything. That teaches you how to look shit up online. That teaches you how to Google. That doesn't teach you that you're not learning, right? I don't.
Unless they're teaching them how to understand what they're researching. You know what I mean? Like, because now you know why you need to know it, what you're looking up, instead of just memorization of stuff that we can look up at any time.
Yeah.
Because again, that's kind of the problem. We've just been taught all this stuff that now we can have at our phone that we probably don't in our daily lives need, but we don't have the basic skills to know what to do with most of the information we have.
That's right. Because even with all that information, people self-select. They don't, go to reliable resources. They, I get the feeling sometimes when I talk to people, adults our age, like, well, that's boring. Like, the news is boring. That's old folks shit. Well, who the hell do you think you are? And look, I'm 45, so I'm not old. I'm young and vibrant, but I'm old enough. Right? I am not a child, right? That we're, like my cousin one time, we were Thanksgiving, and she was like, all the adults and all the kids were in the same room, like when we were, back in the day. I'm like, Carrie, you got grandkids. We're all adults. Like, at one point, you know what I mean? Our parents were the adults and we were the kids in the other room, but now we're the adults in the room. You get that, right? Like, you got kids and grandkids, so we're the adults. We're not the kids in the other room anymore. You know that, right? Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't even doubt some of it is just because our parents and grandparents pretty much taught us to keep quiet. You know what I mean? Like, and now that they're not here, a lot of them, like, probably none of our grandparents are here, I would imagine. And losing our parents now, who is going to guide us? They can't. So we have to step up.
That's right. Oh, I've been sponging up all the wisdom and knowledge that I can get from my people, because I come from a lot of wise and knowledgeable people, men and women. And again, in my family, we talked about stuff like that. My mom and dad, they're big on letting us have conversations. There wasn't any topic that was off topic except for grown folks, right? If it's a room of grown folks talking, they're like, okay, what do you want? And get out. This is grown folks talking. So nothing. I'm leaving.
Well, I used to like to record my family when I was a kid, hide underneath the table and record them like they were having some deep, serious conversation about the weather or something.
That's crazy, girl. I didn't like being in my grandmother's house, which is where we all ended up after school. My cousins, my aunts, and all the adults would be in the kitchen. My mom, dad, and my aunts and my grandma and stuff, and they'd be in there talking. And if you went in the kitchen just to get a glass of water, they'd be back there laughing all loud. And you walk in the door frame and everybody would stop and they would all just look at you like, it's like, I'm just getting some water and then I'm leaving. Like, you don't linger around grown folks talking.
Well, that's why I don't know how I would even manage to sneak underneath their feet and get under there. But yeah, they didn't want us in there. There's a couple of videos where you can hear them yelling at me, Jenni, will you stop? Get everybody in trouble.
Yes. See, they would wait. They would like, get out here, grown folks. If you lingered, get out here. It's like, I just would slip in and slip out. Half the time I wouldn't even go get anything to drink if everybody was in there. It was all adults in there. I'd wait until Casey or somebody older went in there and I'm like, okay, Casey, I'm coming in with you. Get something to drink. No,
I was the oldest, so I was all about irritating them. The more I could get them mad, the funnier it was to me.
See, I was straight in the middle. I'm like, I don't want to be. I'm just gonna chill here in the middle. Right? But yeah, we don't even have grown folks anymore. So there is no grown folk conversation. I hear grown folks conversation sometimes. I'm like, are they adults or are they teenagers? Like, what am I listening to right now? I don't watch reality TV. I call it the unreality TV because it's goofy and set up. As my mom and my sister watch that shit all the time. And I'll hear it in the background when I'm cooking and stuff, and it'll be like, and they look older than me. Holy shit. Like, don't y'all feel silly? Because you sound fucking silly. I'm just saying, that's just me. I'm grown.
Well, probably staged most of it anyway.
They do. It's all staged. None of that is real. You got kids wanting to grow up to be one of these real housewives and stuff. That's not how grown women act, FYI, or grown men. That's childish. No, I mean, they sound like 16-year-olds. I just think it's goofy. But that's me. I know I'm in the minority. I know a lot of people watch reality shows.
We don't have the amazing reality shows when we were young, like Rock of Love and Tila Tequila and
The Real World.
Super Flame.
The first Real World, that was the only reality show. After that, it's not going to be nobody. It was, people forget, like, remember when The Real World, the first one in New York, when it came out, the first time I heard about it was on NewsHour on PBS. It was like a social experiment. They didn't expect it to go like be as big as it was. They were just like, what happens if you do this? And so it was a big experiment. Well, it blew up and it was great. And I love that show. Well, then when they did the second season and they had that controversy between Tammy, I was like, oh shit, now they're going to show. Now it's about showing. Now people saw they got famous and now it's going to be, that was the first and only reality TV show. That's it. After that, everything else has been set up to make it controversial, set up to make it look, you know, and it's just devolved over decades to this garbage.
You know, some people are saying, not me, but some people are saying, like the whole Kim and Kanye is all fake just for her new show that's debuting on Hulu soon.
I bet it is. I don't put anything back because people will fall for it.
I wouldn't doubt it. I know. Yep.
Like I said, I think people are voyeuristic. And here's the thing. Frankly, I don't really give a damn. I mean, here's the point. I'm sorry. I'm not that interested in other people's lives. I just don't give a shit.
People are, though. They are. They said one of the growing things in reality, I don't even know if I'd say TV, but like the YouTube sphere, that kind of shows, is like people just doing normal activities on the video. Like obviously not staged, but like sleeping, doing my homework, you know, just doing normal stuff. That's what people want to see.
I'm not doing that. I'm not. See, like,
I want to see myself do it.
Right. What the hell? Like I told Misty, she was like, you got to, because Misty agreed. My sister agreed. She's like, yeah, that's goofy. Oh, I like this stuff. These people are irritating and annoying. I'm like, I don't either. And I'm like, how boring must your life be that what are you doing with your life when you're using all your time to watch somebody else live their life? I mean, really, if I'm watching you go shopping and having dinner with your friends as entertainment, what are you doing with your life? I mean, I don't really care that much about what other people are doing. I got my own
scared to live it. Some people are just scared to live their own life.
So they live vicariously through other people. That's weird. Or here's a clue, try living your own fucking life. Quit watching other people. I can't wait till this whole reality, quote unquote reality show thing ends at some point, hopefully someday, because it's just getting worse and worse, like this YouTube shit. I'm not surprised. There's gonna be videos of people just sleeping and snoring, and people are like, did you see that other dude sleeping the other night? I can't be a part of these conversations because I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm not that curious. I don't get it.
You wouldn't want to go, oh yeah, he was really rocking that sleep.
He was shaking the furniture. He was snoring so loud, right? I've been in rooms with people who snore like that, and I'm good. I don't need to watch that. That's not entertaining. It's annoying. But that's just me.
Well, you and me just have, attention spans are everywhere anyway. So just sit and watch anyone sleep. Boring.
It's crazy. I don't get it. I don't care that much. That's just the fact. I don't know why I would be sitting here watching.
Sleep off. That could be the next reality show. Sleep.
See how many times they flip in the middle of the night. Right.
Who flips the most?
Yes, have a drinking game. Look, he flipped. Right. I mean, I can't. Or have some people over or go to a bar. Go do it in real life. How about that? Your reality is
I
actually
don't know.
outside
I'm
of the
thinking
screen.
now our next YouTube channel is going to be people sleeping. We're gonna have a contest.
Yes. Who can sleep the
We can have
longest?
judges. We can even change it up. Put like a judge in the middle of the 4 boxes is going. Oh yeah, just turned on the left on in box 1. Box 3 is turning up with 2 turns. He did a double flip.
Look at this full turn in the middle of the night. Is he drooling? I see
Oh, we're
drool.
gonna be
There's
rich.
drool. We have drool. Right? Like,
You know
sorry.
what? I wouldn't doubt someone sees this, steals our idea, and makes millions.
They might. I think it's disgusting. That's just really. But again, I try not to be too judgy. Misty will argue with me on it. They think they're my niece. They think I'm way too critical, and I am, because I think it's goofy, and I think TV doesn't rot your brain. It's the type of TV you watch that rots your brain. And I think we got a bunch of mush brains now because people been watching people having fights at dinner tables. Like, ooh, it's neat. That's stupid. I don't know. I'm the only one. This is goofy. You're grown. How old is she? She looks like she's 60 years old, and she's in a restaurant throwing glasses. You bitch. If she was 16, I'd be like, all right, girl, you need to grow up. At 60, I'm just saying. I know I'm in the minority. I'll say that. I don't watch it. I think it's stupid. I don't get y'all. I don't get people who watch it.
10 more years, when I get a little closer to 60, you're gonna be flicking through your channels, and there's gonna be me in a bar fight.
If it's a real fight in reality, I'll do it.
I'll make it super staged. I'm gonna make it super fake. You bitch!
How dare you? Right. I can make
have to
it
turn
really
and
good.
chuckle.
I can make a really good reality show that's funny and crazy, but I wouldn't, because I think it's stupid. But it's like
But
what
then it
you
would
were
be
saying
acting,
the other
because we
day.
would just be amazing.
It's part of like the kind of shit that people watch and they get so invested in, like they get mad. They'll take it personally and shit.
Mhm.
Like, that bitch didn't. But again, like you said, people are distracted about shit that doesn't even matter when we actually need your voice to
Yeah.
talk about shit that does matter, right? There are things you can have
Right.
those kind of loud and boisterous and strong opinions about. You like to sit in judgment of other people. Oh, she was wrong for throwing that glass at such and such. Okay, well, let's talk about the border then. Let's talk about Ukraine then. Let's talk about voting rights. This is where your passion is needed in the actual reality.
Yeah, right.
I'm just.
No, you're right. That's why I haven't even commented on a slap heard around the world, because it's so a distraction. It doesn't matter to me. It was probably staged. What do I care? I'm not reading any of them.
I mean, see, that's the whole thing. And that was the only reason, like I said, me and Velda, we're supposed to have this discussion because, again, I don't want to talk about it like pop culture. What I saw was, again, because I wanted to grow up. I wanted to be an adult at some point, right? My parents raised me to eventually fly the nest and be my own independent individual. And so I looked at that and I saw it as an adult. Like, I wouldn't want kids to see that and think that I was cool. And I knew when I saw that there was going to be a chunk of people, not even just kids, I mean, people my age. And yeah, they're like, ooh, that was hard. Ooh, he got him. It's like, fuck me. Can we not agree that that was the wrong way to handle that? Like, I mean, Chris Rock handled that like a mature professional, like an adult. I understand Will Smith's anger. I get that. I've been there, right? But I've also been able to admit I was wrong when I reacted that way, right? Like, okay, that was overboard. And you try not to do that again. And so you want to teach your kids that. And kids watch shows like that. That's the way I saw it. Like, this is not bad. This is bad for our culture. This is bad as a teaching moment, and so I don't trust adults to have teaching moments that are,
especially since they already had so many issues around diversity at this particular award show to begin with. That's the other thing. So now you just got this distraction in there, when it should have been about
historic,
what the issues for that particular show anyway.
And it's crazy, and everything
There
like
are some
that got
people who are not
overshadowed.
even going.
Right.
Yeah.
3 women hosting the Oscars. That was fantastic. The second time in a row, a woman won Best Director. I mean, there were so many things. Questlove for The Summer of Soul. You know, that was the Black Woodstock. I never heard about it until Questlove did this documentary, right? And it was like
No,
basically
I've never heard about it till now.
See, yeah. I mean, it was literally a Black Woodstock, and it was a music festival. I mean, there was Gladys Knight, and I mean, it was huge headliners that
Wow.
were there in New York, just a festival. And so all of that got overshadowed. And so
Mhm.
it would be okay if I at least for a second believe that most adults and most people our age would have an adult conversation. This would be one of those moments my parents would have us in the car and or at the table and ask us how we responded, what we thought about that. And then they would use that
Okay.
as President Obama would say, a teachable moment. They never called it that. They would that's just how they parented. But then they would say, you know,
Right.
okay, well, did you ever think about this? Or, you know, but if we said, well, Chris Rock should hit him back, they would have been like, yeah, no, but he handled himself as an adult. Can't you see? If he would
Mhm.
have done that, then what would that have said? Right. And so
Right.
that's the way I look at it. Cause I have like one of my cousins used to share those videos of high school kids and on playgrounds fighting and shit. And he's like, ooh, look, she grabbed her head. She was getting her. I'm like, but what if it was your daughter on the playground?
Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
even take
Slung
it.
around by her hair. And now there's millions of adults watching it. And like, ooh, I mean, come on, man. I'm sorry,
Mhm.
I look at that shit as an adult because I'm an adult. When I was 16, I might have been like, damn, Chris Rock got smacked in the face, right? 30 years later, right? I'm like, oh man,
Right.
Chris Rock, he did that right. I gotta give him kudos because I'm
Yeah,
gonna
that
tell
would have
you,
been hard because I have a temper,
me too. That's exactly what I was
and
about
he
to say.
obviously didn't expect it.
Yeah, because it wouldn't have gone down like that. I mean, I mean, Chris Rock, I mean, Will Smith was, you know, but it would have been a brawl. We'd have been brawling on that stage. I could have just had somebody slap me and I just, oh, damn, sorry. No, sorry. What the fuck? Pop the mother gets on. And then we'll dash it out. So I give him all kinds of credit for that. I don't have that kind of restraint and control. I dig it. So I applaud him
Yeah.
for being the grown up, being the professional. Yes. He's
Chris has been in shock. And I know I would have been in shock if I didn't expect someone to just come up and just smack me. Open hand smack.
yeah, a hard ass open hand smack. That's what my dad said. He was in shock. He didn't know what to do. I'm like, yeah. See, reflex kicks in for me. I wouldn't have thought about it. Something would have been coming back. Regardless. So I know I'm not good enough. I know that Chris Rock did something I couldn't have done. And even as an adult, I applaud him. He set a good example. And I think most of us need to start thinking a lot more about the examples we're setting for people.
And the fact that he's also, what I heard anyway, one of the most PG comedians out there. So like Chris Rock. So like he doesn't, go on tirades and cuss and talk dirty in his shows and stuff. And he's the one getting smacked.
Yeah, no, he's most of his comedy is social and political commentary. And
Yeah.
like he'll say fuck and shit and whatever, but no, he doesn't typically go after people. I mean, for him, I thought that was a tame joke actually. But again, I didn't know that Jada Pinkett Smith was had alopecia. She's gorgeous. I mean, she has the face and the head to go. I thought she was doing that on purpose. I thought she was shaving her head on purpose as a style. I couldn't go bald. If I was wearing a bald head right now, y'all be like, you need a wig, right? She's got the face where she looks gorgeous. I thought it was a style choice. I didn't know any of that until this happened, that she was struggling with alopecia. And some people say Chris Rock knew, some people say he didn't know. And that was insensitive. And that's why I can see why Will Smith reacted that way. But time and place, it was wrong. As an adult, come on, y'all. Can we all agree that was not the way adults handle shit? Use your words, as my sister said. You got to use your words.
Mm-hmm.
And he did use his words. Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. He could have
All
said
we need
that.
is Kanye getting up there smacking somebody because he'll go nuts up there smacking people for jokes.
I'm like, Trevor Noah's probably like, he's hosting the Grammys this weekend. He's probably like, dude, what the fuck? Let me change some of these jokes, right?
He's probably gonna need bodyguards just from the people he's gonna be cracking on.
He's going through his list of jokes like, is this offensive? Is somebody smack me for this? Maybe. I don't know. You might want to check that list. But think about it. I'm just saying. This is when we encourage some people to be like, yeah, I'm gonna do. My sister says that's goofy when I do that. She cracks me. Woo, woo, woo. But yeah, that's that was awesome. Look, that was a fun conversation. We did politics and we did some fun stuff.
Yes, we did.
That's what the podcast is
And
about.
we're live too.
That is awesome. I hope people enjoyed it and make comments. We want to hear from you. That's what this is all about. Each one teach one.
Yeah, I'll have to get on there because I don't have the chat open. But I'll have to get on there and see how it turned out. Let's see if I can see. It should still be live. I haven't shut it off yet. Let's look.
Okay, let's see.
What do we got? We're live. Is there anybody in there? Nobody's in there right now.
We're gonna have
But
to promote.
we're still pretty glitchy on YouTube though.
Uh,
So I'm gonna change the title in there and say to see the full non-glitchy version to head over to your YouTube.
That's right. That's right. So yeah, I'm gonna send it to you as soon as this gets finished. We're gonna get it all done and it'll be live, everybody, on GoNewProgressives.com, YouTube.com, TMP
You guys
channel.
see it on my YouTube for now, but you probably can't hear us.
Yes, and Jenni Lee, yes, her YouTube channel. So we're gonna be everywhere and join the discussion. We really mean it. We want you to, we've said a lot. Say what you think. It's okay. Jenni, you're number one, dude. I love having these conversations with
Oh,
you.
my Twitter is my Twitter's acting up. My app, I
Oh.
have to go into a web browser to respond. Tweets won't load. Like I can see my feed, but if I go to respond to somebody, it won't load. None of their responses will load. I can't tweet. I think I need to update my phone, and I have it. And if I update my phone, it interferes with my Amazon. Everybody's been saying it's not
you need
compatible
that
right now.
Yeah.
So I don't want to update it. So I can do it on a web browser, just an FYI.
Okay. Yeah. And like I said, and if you need to do it on the TMP Twitter page and whatnot, I'll send you those handles too, so we can get it all done. So we're gonna keep.
Got me a new schedule. Yeah, and I got me a new schedule now, where I have everything organized. So then I know what day, what I need to post when, where, and stick everything in there.
You're number
That's the
one.
only way I can try to focus.
I tell you, you are number one. You get this. You got it going on, baby. I love it. Thank you so much, JP. We're gonna be famous.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon, everybody.
And I'll see you later.
We'll have a great one. Thank you. Bye.